Backstage Knitting Podcast. Backstage Knitting Podcast. Backstage Knitting Podcast. Backstage Knitting Podcast. Grab your knitting and a cup of tea. Beth and Anna, what more could you need? It's the Backstage Knitting Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Backstage Knitting Podcast. I'm Bethany and I'm your host, and today I am being joined by
Erin,
who is my sister and being my guest today. So I don't have to do this by myself. It's very exciting. Well, this is episode 46. Today is Monday, October 1st. And yeah, so there are no shout outs this week. But if you would like to get a shout out, what you need to do is go on to Ravelry, join the Backstage Knitting Podcast Ravelry group. There is a getting to know you thread. Click on it. Do a little, hey, my name is so-and-so. I live in this really awesome location. I like it because it's neato. I don't like it because of the mosquitoes. I like to knit Doritos. I don't know, whatever. Something that tells me a little bit about yourself, and then you get a shout out on the next episode, and that's always awesome. If you are looking for the Backstage Knitting Podcast anywhere out on the interwebs, you can find the podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as Backstage Knitting Podcast. Show notes, where I will link to all of the things we talk about today, can be found at backstageknitting.com. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, you can send them to backstageknitting@gmail.com. And of course, please go ahead and subscribe to the podcast. If you are an audio listener, you can do so on Apple Podcasts. Or if you are joining us video style, you can find that on YouTube and go ahead and subscribe there. And if you are new to the show, thank you for giving me a tryout. And if you are coming back, I really appreciate it. Thank you for spending a little bit of quality time with me today. So, Erin, why don't we jump right in, and why don't you tell us what you have going on your needles these days?
So I have started a Sherlock scarf from the BBC show, so like the blue one that he wears. And I have started a blanket panel for a blanket that I'm making.
Awesome. Are you making it out of any particular kind of yarn?
I don't know. It's from Joann's, but it's like this super fun, like multi-textured yarn that I am working it out of, knitting it out of.
Any particular color?
No.
All the colors?
All the colors.
Excellent. And the Sherlock scarf is in blue?
Yes.
Yes. Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
How's that going for you?
It's going good. The Sherlock scarf I haven't really worked on lately.
Okay.
Because I've started other projects, I've gotten distracted.
That happens. That happens to the best of us. Let's see. I have been working on the Nakia Infinity scarf wrap thing. I'm slowly making my way through that. That's going really well, and that is a kit I got from Jimmy Bean's Wool. It has some Madeline Tosh and some Malabrigo and some Noro Silk Garden in that, in different blues and greens and all of that. Jimmy Bean's does have the same kit but with other color options, so you can be like Shuri inspired or T'Challa inspired, and that's a lot of fun. I did cast on yesterday another Paris and Berlin, which is a cowl, but it has a long triangle sort of front that looks like a scarf, but won't have all the ends, which I am really looking forward to, because as it gets colder, I'm using more scarves, and then when I take my dog out and I bend over to pick up her presents, there's a concern that I don't want to drop my nice shawl into her presents, if you know what I mean. So that'll be nice that it's all one piece. And I cast that on in Bijou Base and Rants in their Gobi fingering, which is 65% silk, 35% baby camel in the Valhalla colorway. And that was sent to me by Bijou Base and Rants to review, and I will be getting to that shortly. Let's see, I've also done about half a blanket square over the week for my welcome blanket. And then this didn't make the show notes, but I am actually putting some more work on my Port Gamble sock, my last one, in that 100% super or non-superwash Portuguese wool in some color that I don't remember because I deleted it from my show notes because I hadn't worked on it until about 2 minutes ago. But so I'm slowly making my way there. I haven't gotten it moved onto the big double point yet, but I plan to do that so I can just zip without, because every time I pull it out of the bag at this point, I'm having to put stitches back on the needles because they're falling off and all of that. So I think that's all I have on my needles this week. Did you finish anything?
No, but I've started like 3 things.
But you've started like 3 things, so that's good. And are you still sewing your blanket panels to another blanket?
So I'm waiting like to knit up all my panels, then I'm gonna bring it to a bigger space because I'm thinking I have to resew the front side because it's not on straight because I did it in my room, so it's like not on straight.
Okay, but you're gonna redo it so then it is on straight.
Yeah.
Okay, good. This week I finished my sock head cowl by Kelly McClure. It is lots of fun. It's basically the hat pattern, but instead of doing decreases, you just keep going and then do the brim again, more or less. You cast on a couple extra stitches, and I usually do my sock head hat on US 2s, but I did the cowl on US 3s. I think the pattern called for a size slightly smaller, but that was what I had, and it was close enough, and it's a cowl, so whatever. I need to block it and weave in the ends. I made this out of Mountain Colors yarn in the Lady Slipper colorway, and this was sent to me by Mountain Colors for me to review, so I will get to that later. But I'm really excited. I think it's gonna be super duper cozy and warm. I put it on and I have absolutely no neck left, but it's fun. I'm gonna be super duper toasty and reminiscent of Shakespeare in a collary Bethany and the Bard sort of way. So I'm very excited about that. Pleased to have it off my needles. I also completed another blanket square for my welcome blanket, and that I'm doing out of orange, black, and purple, just Red Heart Super Saver that will, wash up and hold together nicely when it actually gets to its recipient as need be. Did you have anything in timeout, Erin?
No.
Are you sure?
No, it's just I get distracted and work on other projects and just don't work on some projects.
And the project
The Sherlock scarf?
Nope. Today.
Oh, yeah. So cast on a cowl from just yarn from like Joann's, nothing fancy. Cast on a cowl. I got it all. It was all twisted. So I undid it. And I need to recast it on.
This happened in the last couple hours that we decided, I talked her into ripping out the cowl because it had a nice accidental, instead of being careful not to twist when she joined, she twisted.
I was not careful.
Not careful. No. So, yes, she frogged it. Mm-hmm. Well, you don't have anything for that yet, but let's see. I did do some spinning last night on my new Shacked Matchless. I'm still very happy with it, still kind of breaking it in as best I can. I think it's going to take a little bit longer, but I'm really enjoying that. I'm still using that Kramer Chunky Roving that I got to review and was working on over the summer during Tour de Fleece. I did finish a weaving project that has been on my loom for 2 years, year and a half, something like that, out of some pink and purple yarn. I had to take it off my loom because I'm taking Erin and I are both together. We're taking a weaving basics class on Wednesday that I'm very excited for, but in order to put learn how to do this correctly yarn onto the loom, I had to get the old project off of the loom. So that is finished and just needs to take a good bath. Yeah. So I'm very excited about this class. Are you excited about the class?
I'm very excited.
What colors did you pick for your
I picked
class?
blue and yellow. I called them Belle Yellow and Captain America Blue.
Those are good choices. I got colors out of Malabrigo, like a purpley color and a speckly color. It's speckly.
It is speckly, it's true.
Okay, my review for the Mountain Colors yarns in the Lady Slipper colorway, which is orangey and has a little bit of almost gray and some light pink and purpley. It's striped up beautifully. Like I love the way it turned out. A couple just stats about the yarn. The fiber content, it's 53% superwash merino, 17% domestic wool, and 17% silk and 13% nylon. And it's 450 yards in each 100-gram skein. I really liked using it when sometimes I do this, so this is just as much user error as it is the yarn. That, I don't know, the way I wound it or the way I cast it on, it was really untwisting. And sometimes that happens, that it'll untwist a little bit because the way I'm casting it on is untwisting the twist. But usually once I get it cast on and kind of retwist it a little bit, like it's fine. This really fought me on it, that it didn't want to just let it, twist out, do its thing and go back to normal. It really wanted to keep being all shrivelly and twisty and stuff for quite a few rounds into the start of the cowl. So that was kind of a bummer, which also made it more splitty, which I didn't care for, and I was using not at all sharp, poke 'em through 'em kind of needles. But overall, I thought it was really great. I absolutely love these colors. Even though they were my second choice, I really like the way they knit up. I have not washed it yet, but that is on my to-do list, so I will let you know how the color holds once I give it a good bath and some wear and tear in there. But overall, that sounds good to you, go give it a shot, and just be careful how you're casting it on and winding your ball so you don't undo the twist, because it does not like that. So yeah, okay. In rehearsal and performance, I don't have anything, but Erin, what do you have going on?
I got cast as a female ensemble in Scrooge at Tacoma Little Theater, which I'm really excited about. Rehearsals start end of October and we go up in December.
Excellent. And this is a musical?
Yes, it is.
Awesome. And it's about Scrooge?
Yeah.
Christmas Carol?
Yeah, it's Christmas Carol, essentially.
Awesome. You're very quick and to the point.
Yes.
Okay, Netflix and knit. Erin, what have you been watching?
It's not on Netflix, it's on Hulu. I've been watching Daria, which I've been really enjoying. I've heard I'm very much like Daria and my personality, and as I watch this show, I'm seeing why I've been told this.
Something about the character you relate to?
Yes.
Good. Have you watched anything else?
Not really, a lot of YouTube. I don't watch a lot of TV, I watch YouTube primarily, because I don't have the attention span for TV.
What do you watch on YouTube?
Like Shane Dawson, because, yep.
And that's the person you went and saw at that concert?
That's a different person. That's
Different person.
Jacksepticeye.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know who any of those people are. My age is showing. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. What have I been watching? I've been doing my usual Parks and Rec and Gilmore Girls, which is always, you know, they make me happy. I was watching Gilmore Girls while I was spinning last night. Nick and I have been doing a Harry Potter movie a night. So last night we just watched Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. You know, it's Harry Potter. Some people love them, some people hate them. I found that Order of the Phoenix, while it's my favorite movie, it's my least favorite book. But in Order of the Phoenix, they have really great knitwear, which is, I think, why it's my favorite movie. I like that, so I'm kind of on a Harry Potter kick right now. Have I accidentally watched anything else? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. Sometimes I watch things and then I forget to write them down in my outline,
okay, that makes
or I
sense.
don't think about them. I don't just like accidentally watch things the way you like accidentally trip or spill water, but you know.
Yeah.
Okay, Craftivism. I want to give a big shout out and thank you to the Knitmore girls. Congratulations on 500 episodes and their 500th episode. They really focused on civil engagement and voting and shopping local and really thinking about how even if we don't want politics in our knitting, politics affects our knitting. So how does our purchasing and our voting and other policies affect the craft that we love so much and sometimes use as an insulator from all of the other stuff? So congratulations and woohoo, good job. So this week, last Tuesday, was the start of Knitwits at the Oasis Youth Center, where I am working on knitting things with the youth and teaching them how to knit, and it was a really enjoyable evening. Attendance was a little low, but it was on an off Tuesday from when it's been regularly scheduled to accommodate my change in schedule. So we have our first official on schedule thing tomorrow that I'm super excited about. And hopefully attendance will continue to build and everybody will just make all the pretty things, and that will be great. On Sunday the 7th, I'm having a Craftivist afternoon at the Downtown Brew on 115th and West Meeker in Puyallup. I'm going to be working on knitted knockers. I'm sure other people will be working on hats, blanket squares. Do you have a plan for what you want to work on?
Probably blanket squares.
Probably blanket squares. They're a good go-to, quick and easy sort of thing. That is from 2 to 4 p.m. I'm hoping that if you guys show up or start them on your own at home, that make it like a monthly thing and continue to make the world a better place. So those are the goals. Okay, book club. Erin, what are you reading?
So I just finished Magic Misfits by Neil Patrick Harris because the second one came out and I want to read the second one, but I need to finish the first one. And it was really good. I really like him. I think he's a good writer, and it's a good book. It's not a children's book, but it's meant for
Young adult?
Yeah, but it was good.
What was it about?
So it's about this group of kids who all have magic.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of all about where they came from, where they are now in the book. The first one was about this little boy who got left, or whose parents died, so he got left with a really bad uncle.
Okay.
And so then he goes to this town and finds this group of friends who all know magic, and it's fun and it's really enjoyable.
Oh, good. Good for. Where would you put the youngest age for the readers?
10.
10-ish?
Probably younger if you are reading older material.
Okay. There you go. Let's see. I just started reading Murder at the Vicarage by Agatha Christie. I've never really read Agatha Christie before. She's one of those like big writer people, and for the most part when I think of Agatha Christie, I think of that episode of Doctor Who with Donna and the giant bee. So I thought I should read a little more, and I was listening to, I think, the most recent episode of Tightly Spun with Emily Straw, and the person Emily was interviewing had just read all the Miss Marple Agatha Christie books, and so I decided that I should read them too. So that's what I did. That's the first in the Miss Marple series. I'm reading that on my Kindle. I'm about a chapter and a half in, so not a lot has happened beyond character introductions. I have also been reading Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, but that's mainly been on Audible, so I guess I'm listening to it. Yeah, you know, it's good, and it's interesting because I've just recently listened to Goblet of Fire and Order of the Phoenix to then go back and watch the movies to actually be like, oh, hey, wait, that is something they changed. I can see why people don't like this movie because they really like this book or whatever. So that's always interesting to me. Other than that, mainly just like my books for school, the Explorations in Diversity, and the Gender Creative Child are books that I am still reading that I was reading last week. So, yeah. Yarny Adventures. We went on a Yarny Adventure yesterday.
We did the Pacific Northwest Yarn Crawl.
We did. So we go on this 2 times a year. We do one in the fall and one in the spring. And we start in Fife and usually end in Chehalis at the UNI, which is adorable. It's got this little cafe and the staff are always super enthusiastic. The theme for this yarn crawl was Yarnival, like a carnival. And so that was super fun. Everybody was really decorated. Some of the stores had their staff in carnival-y costumes. What was your favorite thing about going on the yarn crawl?
At UNI, they had like the beanbag toss, but so like you had to throw like beanbags and like into popcorn containers. So it was 3 beanbags. I got 2, and they gave me a little knitted fish. Because it's a carnival prize.
So, you know, you often come home with a bag or a fish in a plastic bag. You don't come home with a bag and a fish. And yes, for those of us who only got 1 bean bag into the popcorn containers, you got a little plastic baggie with some Swedish fish in them. So I really enjoyed my Swedish fish because I didn't win. But you did. Good job. Yeah, I got some great yarn, and I always like going and getting to talk to the shop owners, and there's usually a couple other groups that we start at the same place and then we kind of follow each other inadvertently through our little yarn crawl loop, so that was really great. My knitting group, they did the yarn crawl the day before and left me a surprise package at my starting stop that had all sorts of goodies, popcorn and stitch markers, and most importantly, it had road trip bingo that was all laminated and some expo markers. So our sister Cameron was super excited to play the road trip bingo. I think she was the only one who got the bingo. Yeah, I was casting on a new project and also the navigator, so it's a little harder to play like focused on the bingoing, but that was really cool and very exciting. So thank you, Nicole and Millie and Kara and Mari, for that. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay, awesome. Upcoming events. So as I mentioned earlier, we have a Craftivist afternoon on Sunday, October 7th from 2 to 4 p.m. at Downtown Brew at 115 West Meeker in Puyallup. I'm going to be focusing on knitted knockers, but of course you don't have to be if you're doing preemie hats or chemo caps or something for Knit Aid, a welcome blanket, a Linus blanket, Afghans for Afghans. The sky is really the limit as far as what we can make for those who have less than us. So that is awesome. I don't think there are any specific events between that and the end of 2018 because, oh my gosh, it's October, guys. It's almost over. Ugh. It just goes so fast.
This year has flown by.
So fast. But President's Day weekend is Madrona in Tacoma, Washington. My group and we will be there on the Saturday, and I'm really, really looking forward to that. We're gonna have a good time. We get there super early, we go to breakfast early, it's an early day, and we hang out, we knit, we shop. And then Stitches West in Santa Clara, California, which is the last weekend in February. And that's, again, 3 days of going and knitting and shopping and people. And if you see me at any of these events or out in the world, come say hi, because I like to talk to people. Mm-hmm. Do you have anything else you would like to share or add to the conversation? Okay, well, fantastic. I want to thank everybody who is stopping by and listening. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can email them at backstageknitting@gmail.com. You can find the show notes where I will link to all the things that Erin and I have talked about today at backstageknitting.com. You can find us at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Periscope. And again, please join our Ravelry group because I like to talk to people and want to know all about you, and the other members are amazing. So you want to give that a try. Yeah. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, have a great week and we will talk to you later. Bye.